I just fed Omar. It's a little after 5. Went to bed at 12:30. I just weighed myself on my digital scale that I told you is extremely accurate. I weigh 184.8. So it's doable, people. You know what I mean? I'm 20 pounds heavier. 20 pounds is not 50 pounds or 100 pounds, you know? Mama weighs 184.8 ohms. I gotta write it down on the calendar. See, Auntie had no right to be opening up my door anyway, but that goes to show you, right? That she just does whatever she wants. That's why Karen had said, put a lock on your door, but I didn't have time to do that. Auntie was coming to get my mom's stuff, and she's going to condemn me, but what she doesn't get is that I have to put up with strangers traipsing through here and her traipsing through here. So I put everything I owned. I took everything out of the spare room, the laundry room. I put everything, threw it all in my room. And that was my stuff concentrated in that one area. I'm not going to keep it like that. But Auntie thinks so low of me that she's like, you live like a pig. Your room's a shithole. Yeah, my room's a shithole because of these extreme circumstances, Auntie. It's not normally like that. And the rest of the house is clean. But you can never cut me any slack or throw me any crumbs or anything. You just think I'm low-life scum. And fortunately for me, not everyone agrees with you. She'd have a right to call me a pig, like I said, if she came into this house and everything was just everywhere. Like she saw shit and everything everywhere and food all over the floor and counters and dishes, dirt, everything. No. The whole house was spotless. Is it perfect? No. But remember, my mom wasn't contributing at all to cleaning. I was doing all the cleaning. Cleaning up after her, too. I'm pissed that everyone thinks that's dog shit, but you know what? I know that it's not. The woman that can't, people who have come over here, few and far between. Who has that been? The woman who takes care of Angel, Mom's church friend, that's it. And then our friend, my mom wanted to have come here as a mini vacation instead of us leaving and going there, and which would have cost a hell of a lot more, and then you'd have to figure out what to do with Omar for a week, and, you know. Lest anyone try to say I take advantage of my mom about that, having her have my friend come here. It was our friend, and my mom wanted it. It wound up being a fiasco, but that was because my mom was really sick. And I haven't even told you what happened. Suffice to say, my friend had a new appreciation for me and the fact that I am not exaggerating on how my mom is, how difficult and belligerent and combatant and everything, the whole 9 yards, when she's not well. And that hospital discharged her in that condition because my friend was here literally 1 week after my mom had been discharged, something like that. pretty much to get to see her in person before she wound up in another hospital or something, because it was ridiculous, the bad condition. This hospital discharged my mom just like the last hospital had done. Not quite as bad, but as you guys know, pretty damn bad. And Auntie knows that too. She just has ulterior motives to blame me and make me the scapegoat and act like my mom's illnesses are, my mom's breakdowns are all my fault, etc., etc. Any way you look at it, this is rotten what happened to me. I didn't deserve this. And that is why, despite Auntie, you don't have anyone who cares. Yeah, I actually do, Auntie. I have people who I tell the whole story, including how you wanted nothing to do with anything, how you were so grateful about our lot, when the government went after you know, us a couple years ago, but really after you, they threw me in for good measure, you know, so they could, you know, say conflict in the family, no one's worthy. But they wouldn't even let my mom's brother, my uncle, be guardian because they wanted to be guardian conservative so they could go after Auntie's money. To me, it was all bullshit, because even if they're going to say to have an independent medical review or whatever, one of those, whatever I told you, those medical things, and even if they declared my mom not competent or whatnot, how did that apply that she wasn't competent 8 years ago when she and Auntie agreed to split that money? You know what I mean? I think that's bullshit. People could say it wasn't, you know, it wasn't that Auntie shouldn't have done that. She was power of attorney at the time, and why take money from your mentally ill sister when you haven't, blah, blah, blah. They could say it's not that nice of her, but I don't think they could say she did anything illegal or wrong or whatever. But I told you my cousin was saying to the contrary. A couple other people I talked to were saying to the contrary, and it was all just bullshit. It's all just bullshit based on the fact that that asshole hospital violated my mom's HIPAA rights, and none of that would have happened to us had they not violated my mom's HIPAA rights, see? And they violated my mom's HIPAA rights because Auntie was visiting over there, and then they didn't like me, and my cousin was pulling all the strings, believe me. The things my cousin was having me do, ordering me to do, for the sake of my mom. If you love your mom, you'll do this, Laura. She didn't want anything to do with her sister, and now her sister's visiting there. You need to call the cops. You need to do this. And my cousin, as you know, sent a 13-page letter. She didn't consult with me first, and it had tons of inaccuracies in it because she didn't know shit. She's assuming, making stuff up. She sent that to Auntie's local police. A 13-page letter, typed. That made stuff, I mean, some things were true and some things were made up. And I told her after the fact, when she showed it to me after the fact, you know, I know you don't like Auntie and neither do I, but you can't just go making stuff up. And she says, oh, well, whatever, you know, stupid bitch. Auntie wanted the good sister, the one she liked, the one who treated me like shit this last time, to write her a thing, but she wouldn't get involved. She'd made up with her sister, sort of, or whatnot. That's all dysfunctional. Okay? So they're all, according to Auntie, I don't know them very well, but I think they're all mentally ill. I'm mentally ill. Auntie's kids, I won't get into it. Like I said, they have skeletons in their closet. They're not perfect, far from it. Auntie has no business judging me, considering all that. The only ones who are just really have their acts together were dead aunts, her kids. And I've been saying that for years, haven't I? I've said, Auntie has no business throwing stones at me or whatever. She's far from perfect, and neither are her kids, and they have skeletons in their closet, but my dead aunt and her kids would have more business judging me, you know? even trouble was like, Jesus, your cousin just thinks you go to the authority for anything. She kept pushing, she kept calling elder services. They need to get involved and stop, auntie from visiting. Your mom wanted nothing to do with her. She revoked the power of attorney. But of course, auntie's going to say all of that was just my mom's illness. No, it wasn't. You can tell yourself what you want, auntie. My mom, everything's not my mom's illness. My mom was pissed off at you that you had all that money and that you had lied, that you had forced her to not tell me about it. And that's why she went and cried to a stranger in a mental hospital, and then she invites him into our lives, and I have to put up with it because if I have any reservations, you just don't want me to have any friends. You have Joe. He's not after, that guy's not after my money. He has a good job. He would, so don't tell me I haven't had to deal with. My mom's very, very difficult. Impossible. You cannot protect her from herself, You're not the boss of me. There's no reason why I can't get a car. I'll just take lessons. Yeah, all right. I'm wondering now if Auntie's going to let you do that, Mom. I would hope not, but it's out of my hands. I won't even know. That's the thing. I can't report my mom and make sure Auntie doesn't let her drive because, remember, she has a license and she also has the money to buy a car. If Auntie's watching this, I hope she doesn't ever let my mom drive. It's one thing if you want to risk your life, your husband's life, having my mom cook in your apartment downstairs, but it's not right to have my mom on the road and put other people's lives in danger. That's all I have to say. I know this for a fact, that my mom should never, ever, ever, it doesn't matter if she's not on medication that says specifically you can't drive. That's not the point. I know she should never be driving again. And I hope to God Auntie doesn't let her drive. And if Auntie is going to let her drive, even more reason for me to be out of state. Never with anyone in any car around here where my mom might be driving. Because that's not me being mean, despite my mom viciously saying I'm being mean to her. Viciously accusing me of being mean. Oh, God. So unfair. So unfair, because I just know, it wasn't being mean. And when I warned Auntie, you better hope she doesn't burn your house down, it wasn't being mean either. Based on observations of her behavior that could easily carry over to, I told you, I can't comprehend how she knows that I cannot stand her to go back to bed with the door wide open or with it even unlocked, and she did it every time, every single time without fail, even after I put that note at eye level for her not to, So if she can't do something that simple, then that could easily carry over to her not shutting stove knobs off and stuff. And even leaving the house like that. She's still going to be going to appointments. Remember, she gets rides to appointments. I doubt Auntie will be taking her everywhere. I'm sure she won't be. And she could definitely be somebody that, based on my observations of her behavior, that could easily be forgetting to, be leaving the house and leaving stoves on, leaving whatever. She's not used to cooking, that's for damn sure. I've been doing all the cooking for a long time now. I am concerned, but Auntie can't say I didn't warn her. If she watches my fucking videos plus the text, I said outright. If you knew what I knew, what I'd observed 24/7, you'd be something or other. This is not me being mean, people. Jesus. It's observations I've based on daily observations over a period of time. Auntie's unconcerned, and hopefully nothing will happen, but if it does happen, she can't say she didn't have warning. Right? And I'll probably never know, because she certainly wouldn't want me to know that I was right, and that I wasn't being mean, and that I'm not the cause of all my mom's breakdowns, and that sadly, my mom is showing signs of pre-dementia. It's heartbreaking as it is for me to say, I know it's the truth. I told the woman who takes care of Angel, yeah, Mama's going to be cooking in Auntie's apartment. That's why Auntie wrote in the thing, I want one frying pan, one this and one that, and the woman who takes care of Angel was shocked. She was like, really? I'm like, yep. Auntie's not concerned. Okay. Sometimes people have to learn the hard way. Everyone wants to say, that I just make it up or I exaggerate or I'm trying to make it so my mom's sick and she needs me and can't live alone, and it's all bullshit, people. You don't know unless you live with someone. I came to my conclusions, reached my conclusions based on daily observations of my mom's behavior. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm sad over it, of course. It was heartbreaking to me. That's why I at least tried to get her to drink enough fluids to combat that fucking psych meds. I told you what I studied. Auntie doesn't study all this crap. Those psych meds, doctors in the traditional camp admit now that medications contribute to 30% cases of dementia, and people in my camp, the alternative camp, believe it's like 90%. Okay? John Barron, I read that whole thing, that these medications cause dementia. Auntie's not living with my mom. That's why I had text to Auntie that she's unconcerned about. If you knew what I knew, Auntie, if you saw what I saw on a daily basis, you would not be so quick to have my mom cooking in your apartment where you live with your beloved husband. But I don't know anything. Like Auntie said yesterday, you're the one that should be in the hospital, not your mom. Okay, Auntie. I'll never know. I'll never know unless it's major. If something major happens, I'll know, because it'll wind up, someone will tell me, it'll be on the news or something. Otherwise, I'll never know. But that's like if my mom had wanted to live alone, guys. You know that. When older people think they can live alone, but you know they can't, you can't stop them. you know, but then it has to wait till something happens, and then usually like government will interfere or something, you know, or family will interfere. As I told you, when we takes care of Angel, her mom is living alone, but is not allowed to use the stove. And I said, what did you do? And took the knobs away. Just like I had to do with my mom a couple of years ago and throw them in the snow. And she had that major breakdown where she was just acting crazy, bizarre. I'd never seen anything like it in my life. I said, how do you stop me from using the stove? Took the knobs away. Oh, that'll work. She just uses the microwave. Okay. I'm not saying anything will happen. I'm saying it could. Easily. I don't know what kind of stove Auntie has there, but this is an electric oven, so when my mom left that chicken, I went to bed and woke up hours and hours later, and the chicken was burned to a crisp. It had been in the oven for 5 hours, but fortunately it's an electric oven, and you know, and my mom had gone and laid down, and I'm like, if you went to lay down, why didn't you bring the timer with you? But it doesn't matter, but, you know what I mean? I'm not saying anything will happen, it might not, but it might not happen for weeks or months, and then suddenly it only takes one time. Because that can happen to any of us, as we know, who are not showing signs of pre-dementia. I might have fucked up, but I learned my lesson, and I will never, ever just walk away from anything cooking ever, because I can forget, okay? But if someone hangs a sign at eye level, and I'm taking my dog out every morning, and I know my roommate can't stand me to leave the door wide open or to even leave it unlocked and go back to bed, I don't like having the door unlocked in this day and age ever. Believe me, I'm not going to be forgetting to lock the door when there's a big giant markered sign. It's a huge sign in permanent marker, and my mom still, every single day, day after day, week after week, could not remember to lock the door if she got up to take Angel out. So I was kind of happy when she gave up Angel, because then I don't have to worry about her getting up at 4 or 3 in the morning and going back to bed with the door unlocked while I'm sound asleep. Or even wide open sometimes. Okay? I might, and you might, guys, not be perfect regarding a stove, but we damn well are not going to continuously leave the door wide open or unlocked, even when there's a fucking sign at eye level, even when we have a roommate saying, please don't do that, please don't do that, you know? And we're not going to do it repeatedly day after day, month after month, week after week. So, is that, I'm the cause of my mom's breakdowns and I caused her to do that? It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Come on, up. Come on. Up. Up. I do have people who care about me because they know. They believe what I say. They know I'm not making it up. The people who have observed my mom's behavior themselves are, you know, are like, wow, Auntie's going to have her cook in that apartment where she lives. Yep. Otherwise, she wouldn't have asked for one frying pan and one pan and one whatever. That means my mom's going to be cooking, baby. Because Auntie is clinging to the fact that I'm the cause of all my mom's breakdowns. She's going to make her sister well again, etc., etc., etc. But I'm the one that lived with my mom. I observed her behavior, and she didn't like me noticing it. She didn't like me to say, I put a sign up, how come you still can't remember to close the door or lock the door, Mom, and you go back to bed? Yeah, I have a right to not like that. She gets up with Angel sometimes at 3 in the morning. I wake up hours later, she's gone back to bed, and that door is unlocked and has been unlocked for hours and hours. I don't like that. I have a right to not like that. So now, my mom doesn't have to worry. She can go to bed every night with the door unlocked. I'm sure Auntie's not going to go downstairs and make sure my mom hasn't gone to bed with the door unlocked. Maybe she will, who knows. Is Auntie going to make sure my mom takes her meds? Doubt it. Auntie's definitely not going to make sure my mom drinks enough fluids. Because I am being made the scapegoat, period. And Auntie can say everything she wants, and it's my fault my mom breaks down, and she's going to make her sister well again, and I'm being made the scapegoat. Because they're going to go by what my mom says. She gets on my case for no reason. There's nothing wrong with me. She won't leave me alone. Whatever. Whatever. I know the truth. And I have a handful of people in my court who also know the truth, so. And I have proof. I've told you. I'm not making this shit up. I want to stress that over and over again. Auntie did not take my mother into her home where Auntie will be cooking all the meals and my mom will be joining her Auntie and her husband for dinner every night. My mom is living in her own apartment. It happens to be downstairs from Auntie, but my mom's basically living alone, and I am not the only one who doesn't think that that is even remotely a good idea. Okay? I'm not the only one who has observed my mom's behavior, but I'm the one who's lived with her, so I've really observed her behavior. So my mom got what she wanted, babes. Didn't I tell you guys what she wanted was no witness to any of her behavior that might indicate that she shouldn't live alone? Auntie's not going to, you cannot know unless you live with somebody. You cannot know, period. And that's not me being mean, that's me being concerned. My mom's going to be fucking in her own apartment cooking. And I can be just as concerned with her and Auntie's downstairs apartment as I would be if my mom was living here alone. Okay? But again, I'll never know. Auntie's certainly not going to run out and tell me. By the way, Laura, you were right. Your mom already hasn't even lived with me very long, and she already, went to bed with something or whatever, or caused a fire, because Auntie would just say, well, everyone makes mistakes, and just like when my mom crashed the car and whatnot. Oh, I was condemned for that. Accidents happen all the time. Get a rental car. There's nothing wrong with you driving. Remember I told you that Auntie said that? My mom's. So when I didn't want my mom driving again, I was made out to be, what's wrong with you, blah, 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 whatever. And meanwhile, even if I don't think my mom can drive regardless, but she has a license and will still be driving if she gets sick. You know what I mean? I told you she nearly killed us 10 times in 2009. We were going around back roads where it says you can go 50 miles an hour, but slow down, curve ahead, slow down to 20. She went around that curve at 50 miles an hour. Okay, so I don't make this shit up, but like I said, I was screaming out on YouTube when I wasn't even living here that my mom gets into 2 accidents that are her fault in less than a year. Her sisters can't be bothered to want to drive her. They want her to be driving on the road. I know that she shouldn't be. I begged her. I said, please, Mom, I know how she is. She shouldn't be driving. But I am horrible for saying that. And my mom hates me. And I'm just making it up. Why can't I drive? Just because you don't drive, you don't think your mom can drive? That's what I had to get from Auntie. And I said to my mom, has Auntie ever driven with you in her life? Has she ever gotten to the passenger seat of the car like I have? Nope. My mom told me, nope. See what my family does to me? They make it out that I'm just an idiot, that I don't know anything, that I just try to keep my mom down, that I'm not capable of observing behavior and saying, you know, my mom should not be on the road again. And this was back in 2011 where she had her sisters, she's clinging to that. She had her sisters saying, like Auntie said, you know, accidents happen. Just get a rental car. Your daughter thinks accidents can't happen, and she just keeps you down, and oh, well, whatever. I know, I'm a horrible person. My mom's fine to drive, and I'm horrible to be concerned about her being on the road and putting other people's lives in danger, let alone her own, and I don't care what people say, because Auntie's wrong. She's never lived with my mom 24/7, so she hasn't observed the behavior where I know damn well my mom should never be on the wheel of a car again. And I begged her years ago when she had the 2 accidents in less than a year that were her fault, please, Mom, don't get another car. She totaled her car, and she had the right to not get another car, but Auntie wanted her to get another car because Auntie doesn't want to have to drive her places, wants my mom to have the car, you know what I mean? But my mom listened to me, even though I wasn't even living here, she listened to me. She listened to me and didn't get a car. I was grateful for that. But then when I moved in, she kept wanting, why can't I get a car? And I'll just only drive around here. I'll just drive to the store. Mom, I am so adamant about you not getting a car. It'll be convenient for me, but I will you can get a car, I can't stop you. I will never drive with you. I had to tell her that. She thought I was being mean. I told her. I'm like, yeah, that would be wonderful, Mom. We won't have to ask for rides. We won't have to walk. I won't have to walk to the store, etc., etc. But I'm sorry. You can get a car. I cannot stop you. I can't stop for people, mind you, but I will never, ever get in a passenger seat with you. And I also cried to my therapist. You guys remember that? I know she should have. This is when it was, you know, she was talking about getting a car when I first moved in. Remember, she got worse, and when she was talking about getting a car again, I knew damn well she definitely should not be driving. And I could take lessons. Lessons are not going to teach you to have better reflexes and to, you know, you can't remember to lock the door no matter how many times I tell you, and I put up a sign and you still don't remember. You're not getting a freaking car, you know? I cried to my therapist, as you knew. You guys know that. How can I stop her? How can I stop her? She has the money to buy a car. She has a license that says she can drive. It's not expiring for years. How can I stop her? And the therapist's like, there are ways. Let's look it up online here, Laura. There are ways. You would have to report her, you know. We could try anyway. Say, I know technically she can drive, and she's not on meds to say she can't drive, but look, at least before you let her drive again, force her to be tested or something. I don't know. I was beside myself with worry and grief, and because she was adamant about she's going to drive again, and I can't stop her. You're not the boss of me. I'll take lessons. There's no reason why I can't drive again. I know I'm a horrible person, Mom, and you can go to your sister and cry to people in mental hospitals who don't live with you, don't know shit, and make it out that you're not sick and it's something wrong with me and that I just make you out to be sick when you're not, etc., etc., etc. It's all fucking bullshit, people. It's all bullshit. You think I want to be noticing these things in my mom? Jesus. Do you think I want to believe she can't live alone? For all intents and purposes, she's living alone now. Just because she's in the apartment downstairs from Auntie doesn't mean she's not living alone. And I don't personally think there's anything wrong with her living alone except for the stove thing. You see? I don't know if Auntie's going to make sure she takes her meds, but she probably will take, but you know what I mean? Auntie will be able to observe stuff only if my mom gets sick or something, and she can't refuse medical help like Auntie wrote, you know, in the text to me, but Auntie's going to be having her cooking? No. I'm not the only one